could have been worse. A couple brought in, I have 4 of these. I have 4 of these to do. I have to cut them down and then put zinc around the outside because they're using them God knows where. These things don't always come with resumes. I've got a sheet that I have to cut them down. Cut a little bit off of each side. Okay, top and bottom and the sides. But what happened with these is that a couple of them have damage here. Okay, now I don't have a full sheet to cut a strip off this long to be able to replace it, to fix it. So I told them what I'd be doing is I'll take the side off, cut it in half, copper foil it, sticks back on. No big deal. I've already worked out the math for these 2. I've got 2 on this table. And one of the things I wanted to point out is that, you know, a lot of times I'll see these videos about this piece is broken here. Okay, you cut it up, okay, tap it, get the glass to break out, pull it out, clean out the hole. Now, when you're looking at this window, okay, you see 3 pieces, 1, 2, 3. Okay, but the reality is, and I'm going to move the camera around to show you, is that if I had used that process, cut the glass up, right, tap it out, you know, tap to get the fracture to run, pull the glass out, clean the hole out, you may not believe this or not, I have to move the camera around for this, is that the person that made these windows, okay, because what happens with me is that I will take, God, I had it a minute ago, is that I like to, and someone suggested this, now you can use an index card or a piece of paper to get in, okay, to get in the seam, okay, and heat it and separate the seam as you go along, which is what I use, okay. If you do that, you get this is a piece off, strip off of an aluminum can, wrap the end a few times with some tape to give you some insulation because this is going to get hot with the solder. So I would take this and get in between, okay. So I already took one side off of the window over here, okay, because it was damaged. It was broken down there in the corner, and the end was broken. But when I started, okay, when I started to get in between the seam over here, oh, damn camera, okay, did I discover that whoever had made this is not 3 separate pieces of glass that have been copper foiled. This is one solid piece. So if I had cut this up and then got the fracture to run, it more than likely would have taken out the entire piece here, and I would have to be replacing this with 3 separate pieces, because what she had done, and this is the broken part here, okay, what she had done was to fake it. She had used an overlay. She had just taken a piece of copper foil, stuck it to the glass, run a bead on it, so it looked like 3 separate pieces. So if I had used that, you know, cut the glass up to get it out, I more than likely would have taken these 3 pieces out also. So God forbid you run into a repair like this thinking, okay, that you can just cut the glass up and then clean out the hole. If you do run into something, so I'm not saying that, you know, doing that method of cutting the glass up and peeling the hole out is the wrong way to do that. It does have its merits, okay, but it doesn't hurt for you to try to soak some of the foil off to make sure that this is a seam, or a seam on what you're trying to repair. If you hadn't made that thing yourself and you're trying to repair it, make sure that it is a seam before you go cutting the glass up and expecting your score line to stop because you want it to. So, you know, I just have to take this side off. I can cut this and replace this as a solid piece with a real seam in there, okay? But that's something you all need to be aware of. Okay, God forbid you run into a repair like this. I wouldn't wish that on anybody. But it is what it is. So, something to be aware of. Thank you. God bless. Bye-bye.